Have you ever found yourself caught between loyalty and longing, between the life you carefully built and the temptation that whispers to you when you least expect it, between the vows you made and the curiosity that makes you question who you really are? This is the story of how one evening with my husband's best friend shifted the course of my life in a way I never could have predicted, and why I can never see myself the same again. My name is Rachel. I've been married to Michael for almost 8 years. From the outside, our life looked steady, predictable even, and for a long time, I believed we were unshakable. Michael was the dependable one, the man who planned out every detail, paid the bills on time without fail, and kept the car filled with gas before I ever noticed it was low. He was calm, responsible, and endlessly reliable. To everyone else, he was the perfect husband, and for a long time, he was exactly what I thought I wanted. But over time, safety and stability can begin to feel like distance. Slowly, without even realizing it, the spark between us dimmed. Conversations turned from deep late-night talks to short exchanges about groceries, bills, and who would take out the trash. Our kisses became quick, perfunctory pecks. Our intimacy transformed from passion to routine. I told myself this was normal. It's just what happens in long marriages, right? You grow comfortable, you grow practical, and sometimes, without meaning to, you grow apart. And then there was Adam. Adam had been Michael's best friend since their college days. If Michael was the steady, reliable one, Adam was his opposite. The life of the party, unpredictable, spontaneous, always radiating a kind of electric energy that drew people in. He came to our barbecues, showed up for holidays, and joined us for game nights. For years, I'd seen him as part of our extended family, woven into our lives like a permanent fixture. But gradually, I began to notice things I hadn't before. The way Adam's eyes lingered on me a moment too long. Compliments that went just a touch deeper than casual. Jokes with an edge of flirtation that left a faint spark in the air. Nothing overt, nothing you could point to as proof, but enough to make me feel something I hadn't in years. Attention, excitement, a flicker of desire. I ignored it. I had to. This was my husband's best friend. This was dangerous ground. And yet, deep inside me, something long asleep began to stir. Then came the night that changed everything. Michael had to leave town for a work trip. It was just a normal evening. The sun had dipped below the horizon, and the house felt unusually quiet without him. Adam offered to swing by and help me fix a leaky kitchen sink. It seemed innocent enough, friendly, helpful. But the second he walked through the door, the energy in the room felt different. The house was too still. The only sounds were the soft hum of the refrigerator and the faint drip of the leaky faucet. Every move Adam made seemed amplified. The way his arm brushed against mine when he reached under the counter, the subtle scent of his cologne, the way his smile lingered just a little too long when our eyes met. Once the sink was fixed, we poured ourselves a glass of wine at the kitchen table. At first, it was harmless small talk, old stories about his college days with Michael, work anecdotes, funny memories. But then the conversation shifted. Adam asked me a question no one had asked in years, not even Michael. "Are you happy, Rachel?" I laughed it off, tried to wave it away with a shrug, but Adam leaned closer. His voice dropped to a low, steady tone. His eyes locked onto mine. "You deserve more than just going through the motions," he whispered. My heart pounded so hard I was sure he could hear it. I wanted to shut it down. I wanted to tell him to stop. I wanted to remind both of us who we were, my husband's best friend and his wife. But instead, I froze, caught in the gravity of the moment. When his hand brushed against mine, I didn't pull away. That was the moment. The line in the sand, the place where choice still existed. I could have walked away. I could have stopped it. But I didn't. The air between us grew heavy, charged with something forbidden and thrilling. I felt the weight of betrayal forming in real time, but alongside it, something else, something intoxicating. For the first time in years, I felt alive, seen, desired. It was as though someone had flipped a switch inside me, illuminating a part of myself I thought had died. I wish I could tell you I stopped it there, that I pulled back, that I found the courage to say no. But the truth is I didn't. I let the moment unfold. I let myself slip into something I knew I shouldn't, and that decision would forever change the way I looked at myself in the mirror. The next morning, guilt hit me like a tidal wave. It wasn't subtle. It was immediate, relentless. I avoided Michael's calls while he was away. Not because I didn't love him, but because I didn't know how to reconcile what had happened with the woman I thought I was. I told myself it was a mistake, a one-time lapse in judgment, a moment I could compartmentalize and bury. But Adam's words, his touch, his presence, they clung to me like a second skin. When Michael returned home, I couldn't look him in the eyes. Every smile he gave me felt like a knife twisting deeper. He didn't know. He couldn't know, but I did, and that was enough to haunt me. Weeks went by. Adam acted as though nothing had happened. He came around like always, laughed with Michael, joked with me, carried on his role as the loyal best friend. But every time our eyes met, there it was again. That electric reminder of the night we crossed a line. Inside, I was crumbling. I wanted to confess, to spill everything, to face the consequences. But I also wanted to bury it so deep it would never resurface. Part of me wanted to protect Michael from the heartbreak that would shatter him. And if I'm honest, part of me wanted to protect myself from losing everything. My marriage, my stability, my life as I knew it. Love is complicated. Betrayal even more so. One choice, one slip, can follow you like a shadow for the rest of your life. I didn't stop when I should have, and that choice has clung to me every single day since. I can't undo it. I can't erase it. All I can do now is live with it, wrestle with it, and try to understand why a part of me wanted it to happen at all. So here I am, telling my story. Not to glorify what I did, not to excuse it, but to be honest. To show how easy it is to drift when you're not paying attention to the cracks forming in your marriage. How temptation doesn't always arrive like a storm crashing through your door. Sometimes it slips in quietly. Sometimes it's disguised as a helping hand, a friendly smile, a glass of wine at your kitchen table. And if you're not careful, it can pull you into a moment that rewrites everything. I wish I could tell you I've found peace, that I know exactly what to do next, that there's a neat and tidy ending to this story. But the truth is, I'm still figuring it out. I still wake up some mornings caught between the woman I want to be and the choices I've already made. If you're listening to this, maybe my story can be a warning. Maybe it's a reminder that the small, seemingly harmless moments can be the ones that change you forever. That the person you think you are isn't always the person you'll be when temptation quietly knocks at your door.